Alright, so there is new information regarding the official launch of Escape from Tarkov entering the Meta storefront. Oh my bad. Ghosts of Tabor is coming to the official MetaQuest storefront, graduating from App Lab. Tabor has gone from an open alpha entering App Lab as a beta to now transitioning into a live service game, with it finally launching. On the Discord, the devs did finally drop information about what we should expect in the coming weeks and what it entails for the future. A lot of the post is settling expectations regarding the current state of the game and moving forward post-launch. In the first part of the post, Combat Waffle Studios, the developer of Tabor, is going over continued support of the game, with more polishing, bug fixing, and fine-tuning the current mechanics of the game, as well as having to follow Meta's QA in order to make your app or experience available in the store. The dev does mention it being hard work, which it is, but when you have games like the Foglands and Bulletstorm VR, I think it's safe to say quality isn't the biggest factor on Meta's checklist, so I think Tabor should be fine. In the second part of the post, they reaffirm that the current state of the game is the one we will be playing at launch. The only difference is that instead of Tabor being on App Lab, it's now on the official MetaQuest storefront, making it finally searchable with keywords. With that, to celebrate the launch, players logged into the game on the first week will be getting a Mac 11 as a wipe reward on all current platforms, only for the first week of launch. Then we get details of the real update post-launch on the 22nd of February. It will include an in-house built-in streamer cam system, which will be interesting to see how it's implemented. Will it just be on the bunker, POV as a GoPro on your chest, third person? Will it give an in-game advantage to those using it, and so on? Should be interesting. Then we get a coffee machine in the game. Then we are getting an advanced suppressor attaching and detaching mechanics. So now instead of automatically putting on your suppressors in your raid, you should see people giving hand jobs mid-raid to their weapons, which I guess adds another layer of immersiveness. Then one quality of life feature I was waiting for was the character reconnect system. I can't count on my fingers the amount of times the game just booted me out for no reason. Either a dead server or disconnects happening randomly. So this is good. Then we are getting gear and performance optimizations. The game runs like booty. On Quest 3, you can already mitigate that by using Quest Games Optimizer. You can push Tabor to 120 Hz with application space warp. A smooth, high, stable frame rate from the original settings is night and day. Stability for the game is much needed, and this is good to see. Then the introduction of flashbangs and smokes, pretty straightforward. Matka gets a much needed expansion with 2 new interiors, an underground area, and a new Phoenix boss. A better and improved NRS system is also coming, which are the stims that replenish your health in the game, a more stable saving system, a whiteboard, and more to come. To close it off, the post mentions that nothing is definite, as the game is always and currently changing day to day. And this is where Tabor loses me. Let me go on a little tangent. The game at its core state currently is an alpha, but at the current pace, the devs need more funding in order to make something out of nothing. To my understanding, alphas are the state where testing happens. The game has game-breaking bugs, stability issues, missing features, and features that can be removed and put back in, like doors in an update at one point of the game were all removed. Tabor is an ambitious project for an inexperienced VR dev, let alone on standalone. But the vision is there. Tarkov in VR. One thing it does better than Tarkov is loading screens, but that's because there isn't much to load. Currently, Tabor is missing a lot of features that will make it a complete game. I like Tabor, but it's a very hard sell to recommend in its current state, and maybe in a year's time the game improves drastically. With the official launch, I see it more as a way to get far from the beta tag and get into the PSVR store and be able to generate more revenue on all storefronts. The pricing, if you look at Tarkov, is very generous at $20 before launch, and now it goes to $25 on launch. At $60, Tabor would be an extremely hard sell if it followed Tarkov, so they resorted to DLC, that is pay to skip the grind, and in-game TikTok skins. The game where you have to grind at times makes itself a parody with the Ubu helmet. The identity is always changing for the game, sometimes for the better or for the worse. Rather than focusing on quality of life updates and bug fixes, they add things like coffee machines. It's far from perfect, but if Combat Waffle Studios can pull it off, this game is an instant hit if it replicates catch the same fire Tarkov lit. And hopefully the game becomes more fleshed out in the coming years as the live service route was taken. This game just needs its bugs, crashes, disconnects, character hands, sound, quests, market, and gun handling to be sorted out. I really like Tabor, but it's particularly not fun, as the more you play it, you start to see the game needs way more polishing. I'm curious what your thoughts about Tabor are, as I spent near 100 hours buying the game at launch. At times, Tabor is fun, but the issues are glaring. Let me know in the comments, drop a like, subscribe for more content. I will drop a comparison on launch as a refresher, and yeah, until the next video, see ya.